back again. This time on a Tuesday, because the weekend was too far away. Uh-oh, are we rhyming already? Damn, that just happened. Kind of like when you open up a drawer and you find that last little bit of that last apple, and you have a little bit of peanut butter left, and then you go, that's a snack, you know, and you just smear that peanut butter all over that apple, and then when you're done with that, you go, I want more. So then you run to the 7-Eleven across the street and get some ice cream. Damn, dude, that sugar-free ice cream has been what I'm doing lately, but it's making me all feel wonky, because you're eating a pint of it, and you're thinking it should fill you up like a pint of ice cream should do, but it doesn't. So then you eat more and more and more, and before you know it, you've had 60 grams of protein of ice cream. And you've had more calories than you would ever thought of consuming just based on that regular ice cream. It's just things we deal with in regular life. Yeah, what's up, everybody? This is My Tight Hamstrings. Bam! Birds to the wall. I am Graham Rogers, and with me, as always, is our band leader and fearless co-host, Gerard Bauer, everyone. Lovely. Dude, happy first day of school to all that are returning, and happy rest of your lives to those who aren't going back to school, who made that decision and said, you know what, I'm too smart for school. That's kind of what I did, you know. I was tired of traditional learning. I didn't agree with the curriculum. So I took my bags and moved to LA, and now I work at Gold's Gym. You know, sometimes it just works out in your favor. I remember I was in this it was a journalist, it was an ethics journalism class, and they would ask questions like, when's the right time to turn the camera off, you know? And for me, never, you know? We shed tears on this podcast. You turn the camera off, then I'm off, you know? But I mean, I guess in some situations, like there was this one situation where this guy kaboomed his head off on a freeway, and they were still filming it, and then like they got a lot of flack because like, yo, you know, that's kind of a gross and malicious thing to show, you know, at 5 o'clock traffic, 5 o'clock news, just kind of there on this guy who had enough and took that gun and ended his life, you know. He
also lit his dog on fire too. That was also pretty bad.
Really? It's like, why you gotta go to the dog? The dog didn't do anything to you. I bet that dog was his best friend, maybe his only friend.
Yeah.
You know?
And that dog would have been happy somewhere else, you know? Dogs are like that. Much more resilient than us humans.
So resilient, you know? I mean, I came over today and I was chilling with Gandalf, Gerard's dog, and, you know, he sensed some of my sadness and some of my woes. And, dude, he hasn't gotten off me. Like, he's so in love with who I am that he just is sniffing. He wants to know what I'm going through. He wants to catch a little bit of G in himself, you know. And that's the beautiful thing about dogs, is they don't care where I've been and, you know, how sweaty my undercarriage is. They just love me for who I am. They don't care that I just got back from a AA meeting and that I am struggling with certain things. They see me and they see you and they just see love, you know? Because this dog, as Draw was saying, had been caged once in his life. And now as a free dog, he appreciates every single moment of every single day. And it's something that we as humans can take into our lives and practice. You know, I've been feeling very trapped lately, very caged, like a caged parakeet, you know, and all I want to do is fly. That's all I want to do is fly and spread my wings and travel and go to places like Bozeman, Montana. Shit, the other day I woke up from a nap, just angry as a road runner. And I said, I got to go on a drive. So I got in my Honda CRZ Hybrid.
Yeah, boy.
And I drove 14 miles because I needed to save gas for the next week. You know, it's kind of hard to be angry on a budget. That's something that I learned. Last night, I just broke a bunch of shit in my apartment, you know? But I knew what to break. I knew what I could live with and what I could live without. Like, there was a moment where I was about to break my AC unit, and I said, because if I break that, then I'll be hot, and then I'll be even more angry, and that's not a good place to be. But yeah, that happened last night. Broke a lamp or two, some light bulbs, some bracelets that I got at H&M. I tore up my big book, and just pages everywhere. I ate the rest of a jar of peanut butter and then threw that empty jug of peanut butter against the wall.
But you ate it all first. That's good.
I ate all the peanut butter first. Yeah. It would have been a waste had I just thrown a full jar of peanut butter against the wall. I'm resourceful with my angriness and with my destruction. You know, but this morning when I woke up, I was cleaning up the wreckage, and I don't think it really made me feel any sort of a way. One would think that maybe waking up after that kind, and the thing is even when I was in my fit of rage last night, I didn't think about drinking or using. I was, I guess, sublimating those thoughts and feelings of rage into some lamps, you know. And let me tell you something, guys. Breaking a light bulb is so therapeutic.
It's good noise.
And then also, you know what I did yesterday? So this is my first time kind of breaking things. I'm a novice at it. I cut a cord that was still plugged into the wall. Okay, if you're going to cut cords, then unplug it first, because that thing sparked right in my face. And it kind of blinded me for a second, but I was like, I deserved that, you know? And that also kind of was a lesson, you know, on if you are going to destroy some things, make sure you destroy them safely. And I couldn't definitely.
When you're throwing a tantrum, safety first.
Safety first, yeah. And also, when you're throwing a tantrum, I live in an apartment with other people, so you have to be considerate also when you're in these fits of rage. My neighbor, we're actually friends, like the last thing I want is her to come over and check up on me and say, "Are you okay?" Because if she saw what was going on there, she'd be like, "He's not okay." He's tearing up his big book. Yeah. Oh, dude. And also, I had my knife. I stabbed a what did I stab? I stabbed a pillow, you know, a few times, and that felt good also. But I stabbed it. It wasn't with a knife. I stabbed it with a fork. I kind of stabbed like my headboard with the fork, you know, just because. I don't know, less damage maybe, and I was eating my peanut butter with the forks. That's what I had.
Just convenient.
It was more convenient than anything else.
Got to improvise when you just got to use the things at hand.
At hand, yeah, dude. It's seriously, and but you know, even on the way over here, I was kind of angry, but as always, dude, like my spirits are being lifted right fucking now. You know why they are? Is because I'm here with a man that I love. That a man that I would probably let him diddle me, you know, if circumstances arrived. Because, dude, we're deep in it like that, you know, and this is creativity. This is my mind doing the things that it enjoys doing the most. You know, some people say, Graham, do you like handing out towels to gay men in their 40s at Gold's Gym? And I say no. But I do it for this. I do it for this. Guys, welcome back to school. Dude, my first, I want to talk to you guys about this, and some of you will appreciate that. So the first day of school, 7th grade, I entered junior high school in a wheelchair.
Ooh.
And, you know, what you see right now was not what I was. Back in 7th grade, I was what you would call a role model husky boy. You know,
but literal role.
I was a literal
model.
Cinnabon role, you know.
And you're in a wheelchair, so it works
And
both
I was
ways.
in a wheelchair because that summer I had broken my tibia and my fibia in about 13 to 12 different places. It was a fracture all the way down because I was into extreme sports.
Oh, yeah?
Okay? You know, and something about extreme sports and husky boys, they don't mix that well. Kind of like vinegar and water. They just don't go together. But I wanted to defy the odds and, you know, maybe become the first X Games husky boy.
XL.
XL Games husky boy. So I'm on the way to Park X, and so I used to skateboard, but on this particular occasion, I decided that I wanted to go inline skating. Okay?
AKA rollerblading.
Rollerblading. And you know, I wasn't that bad. I could pick up speeds up to 7 miles per hour. I could go up a ramp and down a ramp. And on this particular day, I wanted to drop in on the 4-foot half pipe. Now, you may be laughing that 4 foot ain't shit, but when you're a husky 12-and-a-half-year-old boy, 4.5 feet, and you give that extra 6 inches from those rollerblades, that's a feat.
Yeah.
That's a feat amongst itself. So I'm on this half pipe, this 4-foot half pipe. Husky boys had that low center of gravity. You know what I'm saying? So when you drop in, you're dropping in at a much greater speed than those like little skinny boys, you know?
Yeah.
So I drop in on the half pipe, okay? And then I do a 180. But what happens is because my low center of gravity and just my general unathletic figure and shape, my leg catches up on the kink of the half pipe, and the rest of my body goes down. So right then and there, I felt my leg break. I'm at the bottom of the half pipe going, people are just like, dude, the whole skate park stops. And here's me screaming my lungs out, dude. And so the staff comes over. They drag me off the half pipe. They give me 2 Advil, and they're like, you're fine. And I'm like, no, I swear to God, I broke my leg. And they're like, nah. And this was their solution, dude. They microwaved me a burrito. And they made me eat it. They fixed me a microwave burrito. That's what.
Like, look at this chubby boy. Just give him a burrito.
That's
He'll
what.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what they thought would shut me up. It's just force feeding me a fucking beef and cheese burrito that's been slightly microwaved, because you know those microwaves didn't really get the full thing cooked. So not only is the outside super hot, the inside's cold.
Ice cold, man.
And my leg's broken, dude. That's a triple threat. And so I ended up, my mom came to pick me up and took me to the hospital. And I remember my leg was situated on my helmet. And she drove a stick shift, and every time she switched gears, my leg would kind of do the old jingle jangle also. And but yeah, I broke my leg just horribly. And so I entered 7th grade in a wheelchair. And I don't know if you know anything about 7th grade boys in wheelchairs, but unlike water and vinegar, they go very well together. You can only imagine the fun games that were being played. Uh-oh, Papa Wheelie Graham Day. Uh-oh, let's put just uncreative games like let's just push Graham into a locker. It wouldn't even fit. They would just wheel me against the locker.
You know what it was? Because at that time, probably people were really into anti-bullying, so you couldn't bully the kids who would permanently be in a wheelchair, right? Like, I don't know if you had handicapped kids.
Oh, I was kind of like...
You were like a proxy for
the
people who wanted to bully the handicapped kids, but you couldn't do that anymore. But you can bully Graham.
Yeah,
he's not really handicapped.
He's not really handicapped. I mean, he's gonna get better maybe with enough physical therapy. And but yeah, dude, I remember so study hall was a very intense place because that's where the 8th and 9th graders would congregate, and then you had 7th graders. So I remember one time I willed myself into a study hall class where all the crazy bullyish 9th graders were, and I wheeled in there, and this big kid named Jonathan Flowers stood up and goes, "Hey, get out of here! This isn't an infirmary." and I just slowly wheeled out of study hall and just sat in the hallway. And the teacher goes, "You can't just sit in the hallway." I'm like, "Please don't let me go back in there." And he actually let me sit in the principal's office the first few days. I'd rather sit in the principal's office than sit in a classroom with those ninth graders. This is not an infirmary, dude. And so for that semester, I didn't go in the cafeteria. One of my best friends at the time, Rick, he would get food and he'd bring it outside for me because, dude, wheelchair in a cafeteria was hard. You know, it's just hard enough being a redhead in 7th grade also. The first day of school, when I had my cast off, I wore as a surprise, as a gift to myself, I wore my favorite T-shirt that I hadn't worn the entire time when I was in a wheelchair, and it was an Abercrombie and Fitch hot dog eating contest shirt, and it was yellow. And I was in line. I may have even told the story, but I was in line paying for my food, and a senior came up to me and he goes, "Hey, dude." And I look at him, I was like, "Hey." And he goes, "Dude, that shirt's gay as fuck." And my favorite Abercrombie and Fitch hot dog eating contest in mustard yellow. Dude. Okay.
Gay AF.
Gay AF. Dude, also in my wheelchair phase, so all the kids in the South have the frat swoop. You know, I was not fortunate enough to be... The frat swoop. That's when your hair kind of goes right underneath your eyes. You know, when you do the head turn. You know, you kind of look like you have cerebral palsy, you know, or some other kind of muscular disorder. But you're just wisping that hair out of your eyes. And you would think a simple solution would just be cut your hair, but not going to happen. And so I had a curly fro, okay? And so, but how do I want to be like the other kids? One morning, I took my mom's straightening iron to those curly cues.
Ooh, yeah.
And I straightened my hair. Dude, went to school. My hair was like half burnt. It was like half burnt, half still frizzy. And my first period math teacher asked me if everything was all right. And I was like, "What are you talking about? Everything's fine." You know? Dude.
Did the guy come up and say, "Hey, man, that haircut is straight as fuck, man"?
No one said that. People just were wondering what was different about me. I said, "Nothing." You know? They're like, "What's going on, dude?" And I think I still have a picture of me with that. Because I would do it multiple times, you know. I would straighten my hair for different occasions, school dances, you know, Christmas time. I remember I always straightened my hair. So, but...
How long did that take?
It depended on how much of a rush I was in, you know, and honestly, it depended also if I had to share the flattening iron with my mom or not. Because sometimes I'd have to kind of be like, "Hey, Mom, let me get in there." And sometimes we just do a little pass off, strand for strand, curl for curl, you know. And by the end, we both look like superstar queens. And but yeah, that's kind of traumatic thinking about the things, you know, you do to fit in. You know, when you're in that wheelchair and you're straightening your hair and you got to shop at JCPenney, the Husky Boy collection. Dude, oh man, I have a picture of me in college just with, dude, like, it's not hard. It's not hard to get back there. You know, I still have those tendencies where, you know, where those fat boy tendencies. I don't think it ever really leaves you. But, yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy to think about what you would do to try to fit in.
School is hard, man.
School is hard.
How many kids were in your class?
I think about 100 kids were in my class. Yeah.
And total in the whole school, like 400, 500 kids, maybe?
Yeah, about 500 kids. In my school, we had 500 kids. We had about 2 Asians and 1 Indian dude. We had like one half black guy who was like an all-star baseball player. He was great.
And his name was Derek Jeter.
His name was Derek Jeter, and he got held back 14 years.
Yeah, man. My school was between 3,000 and 4,000 kids total, and that makes
Are you
it.
serious?
Yeah,
That's so many people.
yeah. It was. I mean, it's an enormous school, and they had portable classrooms out front. But the good thing is, you can really like hide. You know, you don't like. There's obviously a popular crowd, but it's like you can pretty much avoid like cliques and stuff, and like because there were just so many people, as everything's diluted. I mean, we had 2 midgets
Damn, you had
in our
2.
school.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had one kid named Aubrey who we thought was a midget, but he just was short.
Yeah, and one of them was slutty AF.
Damn, a little slutty midge. Damn.
Yeah,
Dude, I remember.
she
dude,
looked it too.
And dude, the thing about those short people, they have gas. I don't know if you ever heard a midget fart, but damn, dude, like that's enough to power a train.
That's exactly what the rumor was.
Dude, that's about.
Because a lot of guys ran a train on her.
Oh, dude, we had to do we had to do a physical assessment test in the 6th grade. You remember those?
Oh yeah.
And so, but for some reason they would have it after lunch. And a little thing about 6th grade tummies and physical activity afterwards, they don't mix well. Okay, especially when you're. It's weird. Every elementary school, I don't know if it's like this now, but like chocolate milk was just like standard.
Man.
It's like, here, have your pizza, your bag of chips, your ding dongs, and your chocolate milk. That's a balanced lunch, right?
And milk at that age is a fart factory, man. Like, kids stop losing their ability to take in milk and lactose, like for people who aren't lactose tolerant.
After they get done sucking their mom's titties.
Yeah.
Wait, is that real?
Yeah, because that happened to me. I had the worst gas in junior high because they were still force feeding us milk, and it's like I was not down with it, man. It was bad, and I would literally I ran cross country. And cross country is just fucking running. All you do is run, and I would run home after school and try to shit because my stomach was always so bubble gutty, just like bubble guts.
Yeah.
But there was nothing there. It was just farts.
Oh, just empty air farts.
Yeah, so I just would have to fart all the time. Luckily, when you're running, you just drop back from the group. You're just like,
oh man,
as you run. But then you're also like, you're still at that age where like, I could shit my pants right now. I'm not too old to shit my pants.
You're never too old to shit your pants, dude.
Truer words never been spoken.
I shit my pants at an AA meeting about 2 weeks ago. So, and I didn't realize it till about 2 hours later. Honestly, and I was like, what's that smell coming from my butt? And I was like, holy shit.
How big was it? How big?
It was skid tired. It was skid marks,
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. So we got a few people listening. We have Mike Falzone who did a show with the other night. He says, show your ding dong. Most people's comments here are just, what have I gotten into, and show me your dick.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? That's participation. And nowadays, you get a trophy for that.
Yeah. Show me your dick.
Show me your ding dong.
I'd really like to see it.
Mike says I need this.
He really needs to see your dick.
Because it's red and it's different.
But he's not gonna get to see it unless you give us some money. Hit me up on Venmo, $5, and you can see my dick.
It's not that much. $5 for a sneak peek of that zested little cinnamon stick.
Ooh, you can see my dick.
Have you ever seen what a ginger root looks like in penis form? Well, that's me.
I could send you a pic.
You won't really know what it is at first. You'll say, is that a thumb? Or is that like a little bit of a piglet turd?
It's strangely thick,
but oh so small. I would say that I would do steroids, but I can't, risk my dick and balls getting any smaller than they is.
Check out my dick.
Even if you didn't want to.
Slide into the DMs.
Slide it.
DM stands for dick messaging.
Send them on over to me. Send them on over to me. Yeah, dude. Back about cross country, dude. I ran cross country my senior year, and because we had to, it was like either cross country or I don't know. But one of my friends talked me into doing cross country, and what the good thing about cross country was is that you could literally once you got out of the coach's eye line,
Right.
then we just would walk and smoke cigs. Like we'd walk in the woods and just hang out and smoke cigs and then this is where it caught up to us. So for the whole for like a semester we were supposed to be training. We had one mandatory run per year, okay, that we had to participate in. And I decided to hold off to the very last one. It was the tri-county.
So like a meet.
You had
to run in one meet.
It run in one meet. Yeah, it was a tri-county cross-country meet. And it was, the boys there were tall and had short shorts and very skinny legs. It
Yeah.
was kind of that crew of people that is guys that had like, you could see their rib cage.
Oh, yeah.
And like the type of skinny where they have the inverted belly buttons.
Yeah.
Those kind of boys. And people that were probably good at school and,
It's a very unimaginative sport,
Yeah, it's you're just running.
You're running,
You're just running. And yeah, dude, I ended up placing in dead last place at that.
You said placing, I was like, oh wow, Graham, you play, because place meant top 5.
No.
Or place meant you were in the top 3 of your team.
Out of the 300 boys, dead last. Dude,
Wow.
Dead last. And the last part of the race is uphill, and people thought that I had gotten lost in the woods, I think. Like, they had sent a search party out for me because, like, the whole trail was in these woods. And I was so slow, and I had so much cramping going on in my stomach. And but the last part was uphill, and I remember just people on both sides just being like, "You can do it." Just sympathy clapped, and my team came up behind me and tried to boost me with their energy and stuff. And
I'm sure they remember you from being in a wheelchair and are like, well, now this kid was in a wheelchair and now he's about to finish the race.
Yeah, and he's
like a Rudy situation.
It was like a Rudy situation, and finish I did. It wasn't pretty, but I finished that race in dead last place. My mom was there, and we got a big sandwich afterwards. And she was like, "Do you want to go eat with the team?" And I said, "No, definitely not." the team afterward had like a team lunch, and I was like, "Take me away from where anybody was at that meet, because I don't want to be anywhere close to them." Yeah,
that's amazing, man. That's really good. I mean, cross country. Did you just try out because it was like you don't need to do anything but run? You don't have to have any skill?
Well, I tried out because there was no tryouts involved. So my buddy just convinced me that like it would be a chill thing to do. He's like,
Right.
dude, and
Did you need it for like a credit or something?
It was like either that or like I needed it for something. I think I had like they, they were like, you need some kind of physical activity. For some reason you slipped through the cracks over the last 6 years. Like you need at least like one thing to graduate. And it was either this or like, I don't know. Like I feel like it was either like run cross country or like you had to like clean up the school every day or something.
You had to pick up garbage.
You had to pick up garbage like an inmate. It was some bad alternative that I was like, well, I'd rather just run. And in the long run, it definitely came up and bit me in the butt, dude. And that shit's embarrassing. And I'm still not a very, very good runner to this day. Now when I run on a treadmill so that I'll never get lost. And the great thing about running on a treadmill is you set how much time you're going to go. So even if you're running for 2 minutes and you finish, hey, guess what? You're the champion of that race. You're the winner of your own race.
You just set a record for
you set
2
a
minute
record
running.
of your own record. Yeah, dude, it's amazing what you can do when you're challenging yourself and your standards are super low. It's great. That's why you should set your standards low, is so you can always keep breaking them, dude.
Yeah.
Like today, I set a goal to not, let's say, like, not to go bankrupt. I will be able to. I won't be bankrupt by the end of the day, because I don't think
it takes a while to declare bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So you really have to start.
Yeah.
So you're gonna,
I'll accomplish that goal.
Yeah.
Like, I set an intention today not to go out and murk no one.
Yeah.
And, like, unless this podcast goes seriously downhill or I get one of them cranky mood swings again, someone's going down.
Well, luckily, hey, man, we're there.
I think that'd be kind of romantic if I murdered Gerard on the podcast. That'd be fucking cool. Okay, guys, that was fun, and I needed that. I really did. I came in here a little bit sour, a little bit salty. I came in here a little bit hazed and kind of in a perplexed and moody, very moody when I came in here, you know. Things weren't making much sense, but now I see things much clearer, you know. And I'll be even more clear when I go on that ayahuasca trip, which I'm still debating about going on, because, you know, sometimes you gotta free your mind with a little bit of ayahuasca. But that's probably just a phase, and I'll probably sleep on it and decide that's not a good idea. You know, I don't know how well depression, anxiety, and ayahuasca will mix together, but we'll see, guys. That's another episode of My Tight Hamstrings. Thank you so much for joining in. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a hell of a lot more to Gerard Bauer, everybody.
Right.
It means a lot to him. He has nothing going on.
Nothing.
Goodbye and good night. Thank you. Woo!